Good evening, everybody. It is my pleasure to welcome you here to the band spring concert. I am Michael Shepard. I'm the principal at Lakeside. Don't they look good? I always love to see our band in their uniforms. They just look, you guys look good. You look good. I love seeing our band in their uniform. I definitely want to give some thank yous. First of all, thank you to Russell Robinson and Springdale High School for all of your support, not only for the venue, but for all of your support throughout the year. One of the best aligned programs that we have in Springdale School District are our band programs. Our band directors work together very, very closely, So Springdale High, Sonora Middle School are all keys to what we do at Lakeside, and so as a principal, I am very appreciative of that. Also want to say a special thank you to Mr. Shelby, to Ms. Hinkson for all of your work with all of these students, and to the parents, thank you for loaning us your kid this year. If your child is a 9th grader, then thank you for loaning us your student for a couple of years, and as they play in their last concert now as a 9th grader, we look forward to what they're going to do in the 10th grade, and if they're an 8th grader, then we look forward to what they're going to do next year in the 9th grade. So thanks for loaning us your kid. It'd make it really hard for us to do a school without you giving us your kids. So thanks a bunch. I look forward to tonight's concert, and so now I want to turn it over to our Assistant Director, Ms. Amy Hinkson.
Good evening. Thanks to everyone who came out tonight. We love to see all these parents supporting your students. As stated before, this is the concert band on stage before you. Since concert assessment, March 10th, we've had a busy couple of months. At concert assessment, I realized while we were preparing for this concert that some of you never hear how we do about that huge thing in our yearly planning. But concert assessment was March 10th, and this band earned an excellent rating, which is right under the superior rating, but they also earned a superior rating in sight reading. So if we're graded on 1 to 5, 1 being the best, they got a 2 in concert playing, and then a 1 in sight reading. So they worked really hard for that concert, and I'm super proud of how far they've come this year and to how that result. We then prepared for solo and ensemble and our first ever percussion ensemble, both of which occurred near the end of April. And many students earned a Division I rating on their solo or ensemble, and they will be receiving those medals tomorrow at school. We'll now begin our portion of the spring concert with Warriors. Thank you. All right, we're going to give out some awards tonight since it is our last concert. The first awards that we're going to present are the most improved musicians. And these students came in. The thing that we love about band is you can come in at any ability to our groups and you still get to play and you still get to participate. There's no riding the bench. Everybody participates and we'll take all ability levels. As long as you try, we will work with you as long as you stay for us. So these students may not have come in the strongest players of the section, but they have improved the most that we see across the board. They might be the silent leaders in their section, meaning they just lead by being able to play their part when needed, and they do what they're supposed to do in class, all the assignments, and they really just, they came in at one level and they have just rose so high, and so we're really proud of these students. The most improved woodwind player is Leo Farias. The most improved brass player is Camden Meredith. And the most improved percussionist is Jesse Boatwright. Mr. Shelby and I decided before this concert that we would just take a turn with each other's group. He never gets to get in front of mine just because of the way our schedule works and how we run our groups. And I never get to get in front of his usually, so we decided for the spring concert, since it's a little bit more relaxed, we're going to let each other conduct a piece in each other's groups. So he's now going to be conducting Ancient Spirits. time for more awards. Now we're going to give out the Outstanding Musician Awards. This award is given to those students who we think do just everything well. You have those in your class, and you have both ends of the spectrum. They're great players, they're responsible individuals, they're helpful, they complete all the assignments, and they're just overall great students. They're always coming in, you know, before school, hey, can I help? Is there anything you need me to do? They come in after school asking to help. Before concerts, they're just they're the type of students that any band director would want in their ensemble, and I'm lucky to have them in mind. So this year, the awards for Outstanding Musician for our Outstanding Woodwind is Jatavia Seegers. For our Outstanding Brass, it's Daniel Perez, who wore his bright white socks tonight. Daniel. Even though you're wearing white socks. And then our Outstanding Percussionist tonight is Natalie Morris. All right, thanks again for coming out and support your students. We're going to finish our portion with Awake the Iron, and after this concert, the bands will switch, and during the Symphonic Band, we're going to recognize all the ninth graders. So I didn't forget my ninth graders, but we're going to recognize them all at the same time during the Symphonic Band's portion. So we'll finish with Awake the Iron.
All right, I'd like to welcome you to the second part of our concert. My name is Chris Shelby, band director at Lakeside. We don't generally warm up on stage at all, and we're going with a really quick warm-up tonight, but I wanted the Symphonic band to be able to hear the hard work the concert band kids were doing. So that's why we did that tonight. This is the third period Symphonic band. This is the band that in the fall is the marching band that turns into the Symphonic band. And we're going to just start and play some music first. We're going to kick off our part of the concert with a tune called Visigoths by Sean O'Laughlin. Hey, Corrigan, hold on. Not yet. All right. We'd like to honor this is a ways back, but back in January, we had our all-region tryouts, and we wanted to make sure we honor these kids one more time. Whenever you hear us talk about, your kids come home, but talking about band scholarships, and the directors talked about money for college and all this stuff, all-region is that's the ticket that starts. Okay, in 8th grade, I made all regions, started getting letters from colleges. I was like, that sounds awesome, but I'm 14 years old. But that's the key for them. Once you get in the door with all region, that's when colleges start looking to try to recruit you to come to their school. The following kids made it, if they'll stand when they hear their name. Austin Thrush, second band, second chair on oboe. There he is. Clarinet, we had several. Oh, stay standing, Austin. Stay on. Our clarinets did really well. We had a first band, first chair in the region, Corrigan Burkett. Second chair, Angeles Diaz. Sorry, she was first band, third chair, Angeles. There she is. Grace Gray, first band, 8th chair. Colin McKenzie, first band, 11th chair. Victoria Flores, second band, 3rd chair. And Yari Garcia, second band, 24th chair. So those are our clarinets that made it. Saxophones, we had Joel Hidalgo, second band, 4th chair. And on tenor sax, as an 8th grader, Adon Garcia, second band, 2nd chair. And our French horn, we had another first band, 1st chair, Cole Shockley. Kenley Ferriser was second band, 1st chair. And Malcolm Garcia, second band, 4th chair. On euphonium, Cassidy Cumberine, first band, 4th chair. And Stephanie Anaya, second band, 1st chair. Tuba, we had Jacob Sisampu, first band, 4th chair. And percussion in the back, and he'll wave at you, was Nathan Burkett, second band, 2nd chair. If you give these young people a round of applause. All right, you have a seat. All right, we're going to try to spread the awards out just a little bit. Our most improved brass player goes to someone who kind of exemplifies what we talk about when we talk about Springdale Band. She started off, she was a great player in 7th grade, came as an 8th grader, and lost a little bit, and then she got in late, and we could only fit her into into our varsity band. And so she played in varsity band the whole year, practiced, worked really hard, worked her tail off, as a matter of fact. And then in the first semester of this year, we could only get her, she should have been in Symphonic band at the beginning of the year. Well, we couldn't get her in there because of her schedule, and then we got her into concert band. So she moved up a band for the fall semester. And then I finally got to work something out with Miss Smith, one of our Spanish teachers. I don't know if she's here, but thank you so much for working this out for us, where we worked the schedule so we could get her into the Symphonic band so she could play the level of music we thought she was at. And so she went from 3rd band to 2nd band to 1st band, all in the series of 2 years, and is a fantastic player and made the 1st band at all regions. So our most improved brass player is euphonium player Cassidy Cumberine. Our most improved woodwind goes to a young man who made all region both years on alto saxophone, which is notoriously difficult to make it at all region. He's money for coming to band. He works really hard. We're really proud of all the hard work he's done. So our most improved woodwind goes to Joel Hidalgo. He doesn't always move a whole lot faster than that. All right. Our most improved percussion goes to a young man who, when he came in as an 8th grader, had all the talent in the world, but he struggled a little bit when it came to just, like showing up, remembering to, bring his music or his sticks or the things that mattered. He's really, it was a typical 8th grader. I was not much different, trust me. And the growth that he's shown from 8th to 9th grade has been incredible. He's one of the rocks in the back of our percussion section, and we're sure going to miss him when we lose him to the high school. So our most improved percussionist is Ryan and Montha. We'll have to do a clinic on how to shake a hand and get a trophy. We'll work on that. All right, so now we're going to try something I've never done before with a group. We're going to try this out. We're going to be introducing a guest conductor for our next tune who is actually one of the band members. We had auditions for this, and the SM man did a great job and won the audition. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Corin Burkett and the Lakeside Symphonic Band as they perform Coast Guard's March. Good job, man. That's very nerve-wracking, so I feel it. I understand. Good job. All right. We are going to move on. Okay, I got to find my spot. All right. That was a couple weeks ago. It was at the end of April. We had our solo and ensemble competition at Lakeside, and we did a little bit different this year. We had it. It's like the wind chimes in the back of my house. We held it with the Lakeside kids. The Sonora Middle School kids came up and participated, and it went really well. Had some great judges, gave great feedback. The goal of that is the kids either work up a solo where they play by themselves with like a piano accompaniment, like it's usually on a CD, or they play in a big ensemble like just brass players, just woodwinds, just percussion. We had a percussion ensemble night a couple of weeks ago that was fantastic. But what I'd like to do, just to show you how well they prepared for it, if you received a medal of any kind at solo and ensemble and you're in symphonic or concert band, would you please stand up? If you received a medal at solo and ensemble, stand up. If you were in the brass choir or the woodwind choir or percussion choir, stand up. The concert band should be standing too, but that's okay. And now you can sit down. All right. That had a much bigger effect in my head when I imagined how that was going to go. So anyway, we'll work on our standing abilities as well. Before we go to our next song, I would like to thank The administrators, the band directors in this city, I went to school here. I've been blessed to teach here my entire career. There's no better place to work with all the support we get. We're very lucky to have amazing support for music education. Ms. Hinks and I would like to thank our superintendent, Dr. Jim Rollins, the Lakeside administration. You met our principal, Dr. Michael Shepard, and our assistant principals, Alan Byford and Kelly Coons, as well as the teachers, the faculty, and staff. They're very supportive of the program. We often have to pull them out for something. They're very supportive, and we're very grateful. They're second to none. We're beyond proud to work here. I'd also like to thank Mr. Russell Robinson, our district instrumental music coordinator, and he's also the head Springdale High School band director. Mr. Gary Brown, the SHS associate band director, and Mr. Brent Mitchell. I'm not sure if he's here, but the Sonora Middle School band director. All of those people don't work directly at Lakeside. They work either at Sonora or Springdale High School, but they all play a huge part in the growth of these kids. What you see on stage, this is not just me teaching this band. They start in 7th grade with many different teachers headed up by Mr. Mitchell. They come to us, and they either support, they're either coming from the high school to us, or they're coming from the middle school up to us to help out with sectionals and all the things that make it so great to work here. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my counterpart here at Lakeside, Miss Amy Hinkson. It's wonderful to be part of such a team, and I'm just grateful to be to all of you for your help and your roles in the growth of these young musicians. If you give those people a round of applause. On our outstanding awards, our outstanding brass award goes to a young man that moved into us from another school district, and I got a phone call from his band director about him, and that phone call can go one of two ways. It's usually like, hey man, you're getting a great player, or hey man, like you need to batten down the hatches because the tornadoes are coming, like watch out. And in this case, his band directors were so sorry to lose him, and we were so grateful to get him. He moved into here. He's become a huge part of our band program, fits in wonderfully with our kids. And our outstanding brass award goes to our first band in the region French horn player, Cole Shockley. We don't generally give out two of the same award, but there's a young lady who is near and dear to my heart because she has done everything we've asked her to do and been a leader in every section she's been in. She was an all-region baritone player her 8th grade year. We've kind of had trouble keeping trombone players the last couple of years, and I would say asked her, but I pretty much begged her, would you please consider switching to trombone for the spring semester? And she kind of went back and forth, said, yeah, let's go for it. And she's been a huge part of that section as well. And, you know, she's kind of one of those, she's got just the leadership, kind of the mama attitude. They all listen to what she says, and we're just very proud of her. And I wanted to give another outstanding brass player award to Stephanie Anaya. All right. Our Outstanding Woodwind Award goes to a young man who works extremely hard. He's usually at the school before I am, sitting outside the band room, going over his fingerings, and then he'll wait for me to unlock the door and stare at me with an evil face because I wasn't there sooner. His talent level is very high, but he hasn't just lived off of his talent. He's added the work ethic too, which has helped him to become the player that he is. He's an interesting fellow, and the conversations that he and I have had over the past 2 years have ranged from ones that I find hilarious to sad to infuriating, but we're going to miss him, and Springdale High School is getting a jewel with this guy. So our Outstanding Woodwind Award goes to our first chair in the region clarinet player, Corrigan Burkett. All right, and our final Outstanding Award, this goes to a young man who has really stepped up into a leadership role this year. His playing has improved. He was the only percussionist we had that made all region, and we're looking to have more players like him come through, and the work ethic is there for him, the talent's there for him, And we're really excited to see what he's going to do in the future. Our Outstanding Percussion Award goes to Nathan Burkett. Okay, this has been a great concert because out of the 4 songs we're playing, I only have to direct 2 of them. Our next guest conductor is someone the kids know very well and someone I'm very honored to get to work alongside. Here's the Lakeside Symphonic Band under the direction of Mrs. Amy Hinkson performing Oye Como Va.
I forgot to say thank you to my fellow staff workers as well. I've worked in situations where they are not as helpful, and this is the greatest environment right now that I can imagine. They're very helpful. Mr. Shelby and I complement each other well as coworkers. So I'm very thankful for all of our staff. They help us out even when we don't ask for help or when they're not required to be here. So I appreciate everybody who's helped my band and me and the percussion concert and everything. So thank you.
The thing I wanted to say about this particular group, we had our concert assessment back on March 9th or 10th, around that area. And I know Ms. Hinkson kind of explained it already, but that's where you work at music, you go and you play for judges, and you're rated a superior or excellent division band, and that's pretty much the rating you have for the year. Now, it's not all about the rating. In the Springdale, we're all about the improvement, but it is nice to crack the ceiling. And this year, this group, for the first time in the Symphonic Band's history, the concert band has received a superior, but for the first time in the Lakeside Symphonic Band's history, they received straight ones and a superior rating on stage and in sight reading. So if you give them a round of applause for that. A big part of that is due to our ninth grade leadership. And what we'd like to do is get all of our ninth graders up here so you can get a good look at them. And mom and dad, this is a good time to take pictures. But ninth graders, listen for your name. And when you come up, if you'll just start right up here in front of me with the A's, and we're going to work our way around. So when I call your name, come on up. Kendra Allen, Jalen Alvarenga. Concert band, come on up too. Stephanie Anaya. Arthur Anders, Eliu Andrique, Ryan and Mantha, Sebastian Barranco. Yes, concert band has come right up those stairs right there when you hear your name. Gabriela Batres, Nemesis Barrero, Adam Bubniak, Corrigan Burkett, Nathaniel Burkett, Eduardo Campos, Allison Candle, Evelyn Capacho, Alondra Cruz, Angeles Diaz, Jackie Escobar, Pedro Esparza, Leo Farias, Kinley Ferrister, Dulce Favila, Jose Fernandez, Victoria Flores, Cuno Flores, Malcolm Garcia, Samantha Garcia, Iari Garcia, Valerie Gomez. Why don't you guys speak? Sammy Graves, Grace Gray, Marlena Guerrero, Luis Gutierrez, Madison Hawkins, Johan Hernandez, or Johan Hernandez, he won't tell me which one, Stephanie Herrera, Joel Hidalgo, Uriah Jebus, Cassidy Cumberine, Suzanne Langreen, Isaac Licone, Axel Lopez, Kimberly Lopez. Okay, a little bit more and squeeze in.
Go down the stairs.
Yeah. And squeeze in, get cozy. I wish you all could have heard that conversation. Which way do we go? Down? Down? Which way? Down. I enjoyed that. Thank you. Fletcher Lyons, Colin McKenzie, Joel McLaughlin, Kara Melton, Shaylin Mills, Christopher Mondragon, Sydney Moore, Adonna Moreno, Faith Morgan, Alex Perez, Caitlin Prater-Rochier, Naomi Reyes, Jenny Rivera, Andrea Rivera, Brian Rodriguez. Hey, Kendra, keep on going down the stairs. Brian Rodriguez, Justin Salguero, Ricardo Santillano, Cole Shockley, Jacob Sisampu, Jose Trejo, Whitney Ulam, Fernando Uribe, Anna Vargas, Caleb Young, and Mila Young. An extra special Jose Galvan. This has been an incredible group of ninth graders. They've been a huge part of building the high level of expectations that people are coming to expect from this band program. They leave a legacy of great playing, of great work ethic, and we are sad to see them move on, but we know they're about to go accomplish great things, not just in band, but in a lot of the things that they try to accomplish. So please give them a rousing round of applause. All right, kiddos, you can go back to your seats. You can come back up the stairs, up. The last group we'd like to thank is a group that goes, we don't talk about them a whole lot because most of them are not interested in receiving acknowledgement or praise. They volunteer to be a part of our band boosters and work for us because it's something that they love doing, and they love to see what band can do for their kids. They love to see what band can do for just kids. And so I'd like to honor them. We have an incredible booster organization here at Lakeside, and it's not because of me. We've been very fortunate to have great booster leadership and parents that are willing to volunteer their time at the drop of a hat to help not only the kids but myself out. Most of these folks, like I said, they're not interested in being acknowledged, but I'd like to thank as many by name as possible. Tom Bauman and Nicole Chiaravino, they've helped with uniforms, feeding the kids, moving instruments, and also with donations. They're also our upcoming booster presidents, so I hope they're looking forward to getting abused by us next year. Angie Lyons, she helped measure all the kids in hem pants to help get them into the uniforms, was also a great help at both of our fundraiser dinners and any other time we needed her. Veronica Balthazar, she also helped feed the kids before games and load and unload instruments, helped at both of our dinners, and also did a great job getting rice donated for our taco dinner. One thing I ought to point out is that when we take our kids to football games, or if there's an event, like we performed at the Star Spangled Banner, we had the basketball playoffs at Lakeside, we need to feed the kids if we keep them after school. And the boosters, for almost every single event, like marching band, the kids stay after school, we rehearse, and then they feed them, all right? They get the donations. They do all of that to feed these kids. So whenever you hear us talk about feeding the kids before the game, that's not like a little meal. It's a big deal because they're feeding, the marching band's usually around 85 to 90 kids. So it's a big thing. Penny McKenzie, she also helped us with donations for food and equipment for our car wash. This is our third year, so you can't call us new anymore, but we're still acquiring things like equipment for car washes. A lot of the school I worked at previously had been around since 1970, I believe, and so they had plenty of stuff like that just sitting around. So we've had to kind of build that up, and a lot of our parents have helped us do that. Pam Burkett, she helped us out at both fundraiser dinners. Tara Boatwright got all of our sponges donated for the band car wash fundraiser. Jennifer Garner also cooked chili for the dinner and donated food and money throughout the year. Bill and Jill Simmons helped with cooking for both fundraiser dinners and hemming uniforms. Michelle Hanley, she helped cook for fundraisers and also at football games and with uniforms. These last two people are very important to me, and I could talk for hours about them. They don't have kids in the Lakeside Band. However, I think they look at me as probably one of their kids. But they're always out getting donations to help feed the kids. Any other thing we need, they come to any event we need them to come to and help out. And they never ask for anything in return. And they both jumped on board in year one to help us out. They were pretty much our booster president. They kind of helped me run it. And they're one of the cornerstones of this organization. So I would like to thank, and I see them sitting back there, and if they would stand up, I would like them to stand, Jerry and Diana Eagle. I'm not sure you'll find people more dedicated to the children of the city of Springdale just about anywhere else. When we opened Lakeside, one of my goals was to have a strong booster organization. And one of the ways I felt that we could help move that along was to empower our parents to come up with ideas for fundraisers, donations, extra fun events for the kids, and many other things. All of the parents have helped and gone above and beyond to help us out this year. It's greatly appreciated. Could you give our boosters a round of applause? And finally, could I get Mrs. Evelyn Burkett up to the stage? I had to write this out because I probably could have talked for about 4 hours about all the things she's done for us. There are not enough words to describe what an incredible job Evelyn has done for us this year. She did a wonderful job heading up all of the fundraisers and delegating work to those parents that wanted to volunteer but just needed a connection. She was there at the drop of a hat if I needed her. As a matter of fact, the taco dinner and solo and ensemble concert, which ended up being a great success, was just something I dreamt up off the top of my head and thought, hey, we ought to have these kids play their solo and ensemble music, and why don't we have a dinner too? Sounds great. And she came in, listened to me, ran with it, and put together a great event. That was just something, I could have never done that by myself. Just one of the many times in the process of making my job easier, she did something great for our band students. She was in charge of getting the uniforms taken care of. She lined up meals for feeding the kids when we needed to keep them after school, headed up the band car wash, the chili dinner, candy bar sales, and our taco dinner. She also arranged for getting trailers and transportation for our instruments and uniforms to and from events. All this on top of her other obligations at other schools. I'm sure I'm leaving out plenty of things, but I hope you all get the picture. Evelyn, we've been very blessed to have had you as president this year, and we wish we could keep you for a few more. For myself, Ms. Hinkson, and every Lakeside band student, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Please give this lady a round of applause. Yes, and a plant.
Thank you. I'm not very good at this, but I would just like to say thank you to all the parents, really, that helped. Nobody could do this just on their own. And I thank Mr. Shelby and Ms. Hinkson for taking our kids, the extra time that they have to put in, and just loving our kids and just showing them the love of music. And so on behalf of the boosters, we would like to also give them a card and just a token of our appreciation to them as well. Thank you.
Okay, it's been a great evening. It's been more than that, it's been a great school year. And from the band side of things, I think we're about ready to close it down. So thank you for the great year. Enjoy your summer. Here's our last tune, which is called Jungle Dance by Brian Balmages. Thank you so much for coming out. Enjoy your evening.